I have been single for 9 years. My last real relationship ended in 2017 when I was 27 years old. And I don't even feel like I was even really in love. Like, I don't even think I really knew what love was like in my 20s. And in my 30s, I've had like little situationships here and there. And even still, I was never in love and never felt like I could bring them home to my family, meet my mom or anything like that. But looking back on it now, I would rather be single than end up with any of those people that I used to be with. And it's just so crazy how much I really did have to learn about myself. And I truly do understand the reason why God has slowed down this journey for me of like settling down, because there was a lot of work that had to be done internally first. And the peace that I have now just by being by myself is unmatched. So it's like whoever tries to come into my life has so much competition with this little bubble of peace that I've built for myself. I have gotten.
Why do people do this? Why do people categorize learning what they need to learn to be proficient in a relationship as something someone else has to come and endure, something someone else has to come and compete with? Why do they categorize it like that? Why is it not just the case of, I made a mistake, so I need to get myself right? So the person I'm choosing to let into my life that is also should be a great person, because I don't see any reason why you pick someone that wasn't great, that didn't meet your criteria. Why is it not a case that that person should just be able to come into your life and enter it peacefully without having to compete with the peace that you have in your life? Why is it a case that this person has to come into your life and jump through some hoops? Why is that the first thing? Why do you put yourself on such a pedestal in terms of where you're at, knowing that you've just about got to zero? You've just about become someone that understands what's needed of you at the age of 30, at the ripe old age of 36. You've just realized what's needed of you within a relationship. And you've admitted that you were not ready in those situations, that those people would have been really, really bad choices. But you don't say that I would have been a bad choice within those moments. I would have been a really, really bad choice for those people as well. Like, you need to highlight that more. You need to understand that you have just come to a point of zero where you can turn around and say to people, I'm at neutral now. I am neutral. I am someone that is capable of being in a relationship, whilst you still should be realizing that there's a lot of work yet for you to do to be in a relationship, because you don't have practice of being in good relationships. You don't have practice of dealing with people that operate at a higher level than you. You don't have any practice doing that. You don't have any practice meeting the demands of someone else that operates at a level that you haven't reached yet. You have practice of dealing with people that are not good enough for you, which is where most people find themselves in. They have a lot of practice of dealing with people that are not good enough for themselves. And then they think that enables them to be someone that is ready to be in a relationship. Unless you can identify and say, these are the things that I've worked on, these are the things that I've learned, these are the positive elements of me in said relationship, and those positives are so great that this person would be lucky to have me. But if you're turning around and saying, I've been through and I've worked through so much, and I'm now 36 years old, and anyone that comes into a relationship with me needs to compete with the peace that I've created, what are we talking about? All you're turning around and saying to me is, I'm an adult now. I'm a responsible adult that's capable of being in a relationship. Whoop-t do. Whoop-t damn do. This is where you should be operating at. No one should be coming in to have to prove anything to you at this stage. No one should be coming in to have to jump through hoops. It should be a case that, especially if you're a woman looking for a man that is capable, especially if you're a woman looking for a man that you identify as someone that's, going to be the leader that you need him to be, that's going to step up for you in so many different ways that you need him to. You need to be looking up and being like, damn, this is someone that I would run through brick walls for, because this is a man worth having. But more often than not, what I see is women turn around and saying they have such high standards for men, and then the men they enter into their lives, they're making jump through hoops. How can you have such high standard for someone and you bring in someone of a very, very high standard, but you're always above that standard? Make it make sense.
Past the phase of like feeling sorry for myself, like, oh, I wish I had a man. Like, I have gotten past that. And sometimes the grass just looks greener on the other side. I know that some people in relationships probably look at me and they're like, God, like, you're so lucky to have this time to yourself. So it's like really just how you look at things. But it's just really strange just thinking that I'm 36, single, no kids. And I kind of getting to that point where I feel like I don't even know if I want any anymore. I've been having these conversations more with my family and just kind of opening them up to that reality, because I feel like for a second everyone was just like, oh, for sure you're gonna have kids. I'm not gonna rush into having kids just for the sake of having kids, and I'm not gonna rush into getting married just for the sake of being married. Decent.
And this is what I see often as well. When people are incapable of doing something, they give up so easily, and then they turn around and say, well, maybe that's not for me. Maybe that actual thing is not something that I want, when knowing deep, deep, deep down in the heart of hearts and the deep down in their soul that is something they crave more than anything. But they just can't bring themselves to the reality. They just can't bring themselves to telling the truth that I am not capable of getting what I want. It's so hard for women these days specifically to turn around and say, because I hear more women moaning about and complaining about this stuff more than anyone. It's so hard for them to turn around and say, I'm actually not capable of getting what I want. And I always come back to the question, do you actually want what you say you want? Because people that say that they want what they say they want are very different from people that actually show you that they want said thing. Because if you want something, you will change in a way that allows you to go out and get that thing. You will understand what's required of you to get what it is that you say you want to get, and you will make the necessary sacrifices, and you will do the work to realize that thing that you want. But I think a lot of people are out there pretending that they want what they want. I think a lot of people out there are filled with so much selfishness, but they want to prove to the world, they want to put on this facade that I can fit into society. I want what everyone else wants. When deep, deep down, you can see what they're doing. You can see how they're living their lives. You can see the rhetoric that they churn out. You can see how they speak about certain things, and they don't actually want what they want, but they'll turn around and they'll make it seem like it's everybody else's fault. They'll turn around and try and convince the world that, hey, listen, I want what I'm supposed to want, but you see what I want? It's just not good enough for me. It's never, ever, ever good enough. If you're someone that's out there trying to convince the world that what you want is something that actually, you know what, I don't really want it that bad, or it's not the right fit for me, or for whatever reason, it's just not going for me and it's not my fault at all, then you need to wake up. You need to start being honest with yourself and saying to yourself, I don't actually want this thing, because guess what? I'm saying I want it, but all the actions so far are leading somewhere completely different. And a lot of the reason why they turn around and say this stuff is because of the fact that they can't get it. So the easiest thing to turn around and do is say, no, it's not for me. God hasn't put it into my life. I haven't quite met the right person yet. It's their fault, it's their fault, it's their fault. Or it's not the right thing to get into anyway. Relationships, no, don't get into a relationship with anyone. And it's just a coping mechanism.
Entering men from your life is the best thing that you can do, and just center yourself. It's no better feeling than pouring all of your love into yourself and investing in yourself and just making yourself better. And yeah, go on the dates, have fun, whatever, but it's not everything. And it's so crazy now because I've just gotten extremely, extremely picky. Like, I haven't found someone that I'm actually attracted to, that I want to get to.
There we go again. It's always someone else. I haven't found the perfect person. I haven't found someone that I am attracted to. Me.
To know. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's just because I feel like I just have it so good on my own that I don't even want to risk this piece. If you know, you know. If you're in this type of position, you know that you're holding out for the best of the best, and you've learned not to settle, and that's why you've gotten this far. So anyone else that's in my shoes right now that's been single for this long, I see you. I have been.
Everyone else that's been single for this long, that's in my shoes, I see you. This is the nonsense that gets promoted on these social media streets. And other women just lap it up. Other women just turn around and say, yes, girl, keep your peace, decenter men, while still centering men at the same time because all their content is about men on a consistent basis. The women that scream decenter men have the most content about men. And they be the ones that be entertaining the most men in their private lives. They be the ones going on the most. Why are you dating if you're decentering men? Why are you dating? What is the purpose of the date? If there's something I don't understand, please, someone in the comments, tell me. Please make me understand what I'm not understanding about this situation. But please, as always, drop some comments. Let me know your thoughts on this one. I would love to know what her thinking pattern is in terms of what got her here, and where she thinks this rhetoric is going to push her going forward. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you in the next one.